Hello everyone, so I'm going to go over multiplying and dividing rational number word problem number 1. So for the first question, it says Dante is building a model city for work. He uses plastic strips to make the road for his model city. Each plastic strip is 5/8 of feet long, and if he has a 12 feet plastic, how many 5/8 feet strip can he get? So I know that he has 12 feet right now, and we want to cut it off to 5 feet long strips. So I'm going to go back here and I'm dividing 12 by 5/8. So the rule of division fraction was keep the first number, change it to multiplication, and flip the second number. So I'm going to go with keep, switch, and flip. So it's going to be 12 times, instead of 5/8, I have 8/5, the reciprocal of this fraction. Then I'll multiply them. So the rule was top times top, so 96. Well, 12 times 8 is 96. Bottom by bottom, 12 doesn't have any denominator, so the denominator is 1. So 1 times 5 is 5. And then if I change it to to a mixed number, since it's improper, it's going to be 19 and 1/5. So just listen that, because we don't want to make a 1/5 of strip, so I'm going to say altogether he can make 19 strips. Question 2 is very similar to that. It says that Kim is making bows for decoration. She has 15 feet of ribbon that she can use, and each bow needs to be 1 5/6 of feet long. How many 1 5/6 of feet long bow can she get from 15 feet? So again, we're going to divide it. 15 divided by 1 5/6. And we know that when you have a mixed number, you have to change it to improper fraction. And this is what we're doing. 1 times 6 plus 5. So it's going to be 11/6 improper fraction for 1 5/6. Then I'm dividing them. The rule is keep, switch, flip. So keep 15, switch it to multiplication, and then flip 11/6 by 6/11. And then I'm going to multiply them. 15 times 6 is 90, so 90 divided by 11 will be 8 and 2, 11. So she can make 8 bow. Okay, so let's look at question 3. At 5 p.m., it was negative 8.3 degrees. If the temperature is expected to change negative 4.6 degrees every hour, how much is the temperature change after 3.5 hours? So the first question is asking me how much the temperature change after 3.5 hours. So I don't need to know what the temperature is right now. We just need to know how much is changing per hour. So negative 4.6 is temperature change per hour times 3.5, which is like 3.5 hours. And if you multiply them, it's going to be 16.1 negative, and positive times negative, so the answer is negative. So I'm going to say the temperature changes for negative 16.1 degree. Then it says, what is the temperature after 3 hours? So if you look at here, it didn't ask you for 3.5, it asked for 3 hours. So I'm going to redo this again. So 4.6 times 3 is the total change. And then if I know that the temperature was negative 8.3, and then I'm adding these changes to it, so plus negative 13.8. It's okay if you say 8.3 minus 13.8, that's the same thing. So the temperature will be negative 22.1 degree after 3 hours. So for the next question, we are having kind of the same thing. So at 1 a.m., it was negative 11.58, and then the temperature expected to change 3 2/10 degree every hours. So let's see how much it's going to be after 2.5 hours. So 2.5 times 3 2/10, I'll change both of them to improper fraction. It's going to be 5/2, and this one with 3 times 10, 30 plus 2, 32/10. Top times top, bottom times bottom, so 160 divided by 20, so 8. So the changes is 8 hours after 2.5 hours. It's 8 degrees. So now it says that what the temperature will be after 2.5 hours. I know that temperature right now is negative 11.58, and then I'm adding 8 to it, so it's going to be negative 3 5/8, the temperature after 2.5 hours. Okay, let's go to the next page. Morgan, Micah, and Mary dive into an extremely deep pool. Morgan dives a depth of 10 meters. So it's 10 negative because it just goes under the surface, so it's going to be 10 meters. Micah is depth is half as far as Morgan. And I know that Mary's depth is twice as Morgan. So now we want to know how much is the depth for each person. Morgan depth is -10 because it goes down. And Micah's is -10 divided by 2 because it's half of that. So it's going to be -5. And Mary's depth is -10 times 2, which is -20. All of them are negative because they all are under the water level or sea level or, under 0. Let's look at the next question. Susie, Shelly, and Steve dive into a lake. Susie dives depth of 8/7. And then we know that Shelly dives twice as that, so 2 times 8/7. And Steve dives 1/4 of it. So when we are saying 1/4 of the distance, of means, it's another name for multiplication. So Susie's depth is -8/7. Shelly is 8/7 times 2, which is 16/7. Can write it down, 2 and 2, 7, -2 and 2, 7. That's right too. And Steve is 1/4 of 8/7, and I cross cancel. So it's going to be 4 divided by 4, 1, 8 divided by 4, 2. So 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 7 is 7. So -2 7 meters. Amy bought 5 packs of concrete. As a result, her account decreased by 74.9 because it says decrease. I know that this 74.9 is negative. And now we want to know how much is each pack changes her account. So I know that the total change is 47.90 and it's for 5 bags. So if I divide them, each bag is 14.98. So I'm going to say each bag changes her account for -14.98. It's okay if you say that each bag decreases her account for 14.98. That's right too. The next question says Nanette paid off her debt of $383.76 to her credit card in 24 months. How much each month her account changes? So the total change, because he had a debt, so it was a -38.76. And she paid it on 24 months, so it's going to be -383.76 divided by 24, which is -15.99. So I'm going to say her account changes by -15.99 each month, or you can say her account drops 15.99 each month or decrease 15.99 each month, so it doesn't matter. So you're just saying that the money is going out of her account. Raphael has 35 meters length of cable and is cut pieces that measures 1.5 meters each. Into how many pieces is the cable cut? So I know that it's 35 meters and I divide them by 1.25. And if you divide them, it's going to be 28. So the cable cut into 28 pieces. This is the word problem number 1. Please let me know if you have any question. Okay, talk to you soon.